Getting ready for Game 6 on the Real Kipper and Bourne Show. This is the Leaf Hour edition of our program. We are live on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Sportsnet 360, and Sportsnet Plus. Nick Kiprios, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Derek Brandeo, Jake the Snake Schultz. All right, game day. We had a show yesterday that reflected a lot on what happened in Game 5, moving towards Game 6. We'll get into Game 6 a little bit more, but I just want to start off the show by asking you guys in the last 24 hours, the temperature out there, and is it much different than what Leaf Nation has gone through over the years? Was there much different from the two losses against Ottawa in the first round? And where's the comparison to what you felt or seen in the last little while here?
You know, it's actually been funny, Kip. Like the Leafs fans I've talked to, and I'm talking about true Leafs fans who've been a part of this roller coaster over the years, almost to a man think they're going to win tonight. Wow. Like every person I talk to, and part of it is a joke, like, oh, I think they're gonna get it tonight, and then they're gonna pull the rug out from under us again in Game 7.
I know I've talked to a few of those people, not as many as you have, but there's some sort of feel like it would be very Leafy,
yes,
of this club to win because no one expects them to.
They haven't hurt the fans enough yet, or like they haven't achieved maximum pain by just going out tonight in Game 6.
Sammy's chomping over there.
No,
right. So, Sammy,
I'm not chomping. I would prefer to just be in a dark room and start the game.
Okay. Before
you're not. So
here we go.
What have you heard from and watched either through various shows or the internet on where Leaf Nation is compared to years past? Same, different?
Quite frankly, Kip,
is it?
I haven't really
been
talking
a
ton
hiding?
of Leafs. Like I over the past 24 hours or 48 hours, whenever that game, I've basically been talking to like the very close inner Leaf fan circles in my life and people professionally. Yeah. And outside of that, I haven't been doing a ton of Leafs. Boys.
Is it because
you're out of the mud?
It's all encompassing.
Is it because this one hurt a little bit more than others?
So I don't want to start on a negative note.
No, I just want to get your feel.
The difference with this one is the Marner stuff with him leaving, and the reports are flying out here about all this stuff. And so I think a lot of Leaf fans, myself included, are sort of coming to grips with the most hope that they've had for an era of hockey since I don't know when, the early 2000s or whatever it is, that it's not going to work. That like what you had so much, like I was watching today a clip of Austin Matthews' first playoff goal. It was in 2017 against the Washington Capitals. I cannot tell you how fast that went. I cannot tell you how not long ago that seems. And now we're here with 2 series wins in their franchise since those guys have come here. And I think a lot of Leaf fans are just starting to realize that it's kind of, as we know it, over unless they win 2 in a row against the best team in the league.
In the Mighty Ducks script here, this is exactly what happens before they pull it back from the brink. And they get the best out of these guys and they white knight it through the finish line. And, but in reality,
I want to believe
that's 3-2, and that's the end.
There's still a chance here.
Yes,
but do you know
for sure there is. I'm a believer that there is.
Do you think?
But do you know what I'm saying?
Do you think they're believers in the room? Because I don't know how.
Do.
And we've heard them talk about noise. We've heard the reference to the noise. There's no way that they avoided the noise.
Can't avoid the noise.
Is there? Can't avoid the noise?
Unless it was through your phone in the lake.
So are they going in there tonight saying, we know we represent a city that has already quit on us?
I don't know. I don't know. Is that you're not?
I'm just asking.
You're not giving them a pass.
I'm asking you.
If that's the case, are you?
Have they?
I don't think the
majority?
city's quit on him. I don't think so at all. I talked to my neighbor today walking to school. He went and bought 2 Leaf jerseys yesterday.
Okay. All right. I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm not insinuating they've quit.
Yeah.
Everybody's quit. A lot of people have quit.
A lot of people
have
I think
quit.
people view this team.
I just don't know if the players would feel like the whole town's now quit on them, or just they know that
who
it's
cares?
only just
you
us.
know, who cares? Who cares? You're the hockey players.
It depends on if it motivates you, or you go in there tonight and feeling like if they've quit, then what's there to play for?
Well, you're a professional, and there's to play for your pride, your career, your
Okay.
money, your everything.
Okay.
You know, it's
and we kind of talked about that before Game 5.
for sure. It hasn't been there. I'm not saying they're. I'm just saying I'm not willing. It felt sorry. It felt to me like you're trying to be like, well, why would they even care tonight?
No,
the fans
no. I've been a professional athlete. Yeah. I know, like, and I don't buy into like they don't care, they don't quit. They're still a little lost on how to show it.
Yeah, they should be riddled with doubt. You know, they should be riddled with questions about the team. They've been doing this for years. But, you know, the reality is these teams are not 6-1 games. You know, Florida's not 5 goals better than the Leafs. I think you're going to see a hockey game tonight. What I was starting to say, and I think I may have used the metaphor, I think fans view this team as a Kentucky Derby horse with a broken leg. And they just want this thing over with. They just, if you're going to lose, just lose.
No, not just lose and then shoot the horse.
Put a bullet in the horse and let's be done with it. I don't think anyone wants to go into Game 7. Then you're going to get more doubters. Then you're going to get every Leaf fan say, there's no way they actually pull it through.
I sent out a poll today just to get a temperature check, asking simply if you have any hope left. Do you have any hope left?
I didn't see it. And
there was almost, there's 18 hours left in the poll. I should have done it shorter because I don't think they're going to be voting after the game tonight, but maybe they will. There's 1,600 votes on it. 56% of people say no. 43% of people say they do have hope left. So
43%. There was people chanting Leafs in 7.
Yes, and those are probably the people that voted yes on my poll.
Those are true fans.
If I can present a Leaf fan, not win-win, because it's not win-win, but like a sense of calm heading into tonight, there's 2 outcomes here. You have a miraculous comeback where you win 2 games against the best team in the league, maybe. 1 there, 1 on home in Game 7, exercise demons, and you're in the conference final with a real shot of going to the final, okay? Mm. That is one outcome. The more likely outcome is you lose. Mm-hmm. You lose one of these next 2 games, and you go into the offseason, and so many fans that have wanted so much change and all this different stuff, you're going to get your wish. So it's kind of, for a lot of fans, a win-win situation. Like,